Good morning, everybody. It is May 1. The month of April is over. It's now 4:30 a.m. in the morning over on the East Coast. And yes, as you can hear in my voice, I am 100% normal. Well, be careful of the word normal, but yesterday, like I said, I've mentioned with a lot of you, I don't do hospitals. I don't do doctors. Even though I'm going through cancer therapy right now, I'm doing this all, no doctors. I've got doctors as advisors, but I'm not going to the hospital for this stuff. Going natural method. And yesterday, after the email went out, after the video, go over, visit the family, all getting ready to have dinner, and all of a sudden I get this sharp pain right in the lower side of my back, and whoa, this thing started coming on and coming on hard. And I've pulled my muscles and my sciatic nerve many times, the heavy deadlifts. I thought I could handle it. 2 hours into it, about 18 cold showers to try and break the fever and the sweat that was coming off of me. I caved in, told the wife, let's go to the hospital. Sorry I couldn't be there, but yeah, went in, got my antibiotics, which I didn't hesitate to say, just fucking put it in, because I knew I needed it. And later on last night, maybe around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon your time, I actually started feeling normal. So here we are. Anyway, apologize for wasting your time. April, green monthly candle. March 22nd, I started calling this out. Focused on it the entire month. Yesterday, your high of the day, 55.81.84. Missing that green monthly candle by little less than 16 points, ending the month down 0.51%. So like I said, even though what I was displaying for you, when we began the month and we were up here in the 5600s, no trade was there to be taken. We knew it was going to be a green month, but we were already going green. We knew the tariffs were coming on April 2nd. We got those tariffs, and we got the massive sell down coming from those tariffs. And that's when the trade began to be getting ready to be taken. Hard to get filled, but you got filled. And as we declined and we came down and we went minus 20% for 23 entire minutes, 23 minutes, we were minus 20%. Taking on 50-50, 50-45, 50-44, 54-05, 53-05, 53-10. Pick whatever combination you want. We had it the entire course of the month. You didn't have to go all the way to, okay, green month, so that means we're going up here. You had it. You had it all over the place there. And that was what I referred to about the common sense. But because we did end 55.69 below 55.97, I was wrong.
That warms my heart, particularly as a black man,
And even Michelle Obama admits that me accepting that I was wrong is part of being a human being. So as we move on here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green closes in a row. And like I shared with you, not onto that, onto here, there is no law about consecutive green closes. It's simply a clear observation proven over time, just as the weekly candle count, monthly candle count, and the remember how minus 1% produces plus 1% move, which, although I was not there yesterday and I don't expect that I need to be there for success to be happening, I am very proud, having gone through the chat room, of those of you who took on that, hey, we're minus 1%, because you were actually, I think you were minus 2% during the day. And you took advantage of it and fucking We missed a green month by 16 points. But anyway, SPX has had 7 consecutive green closes back in November OPEX. They had it back in September off of the September 6th bottom. 8 after that August yen-pocalypse stock market crash. 7 back in July 4th going into that. 6 at the very, very beginning of January of 2024 when we placed new all-time highs. So there's no law, there's no rules about it. And because you did have Microsoft, which I don't know why I didn't cover Microsoft on anything. I looked through my emails, I looked through the chat room. I don't know why I didn't cover Microsoft on anything, but very clear, ABC, boom, perfect move. We broke down below that long-term annual support right around 387 in the midst of this crash. Just kind of lost focus on it. And the upside, that 445, where that major resistance is, right above this 433. Well, bring you on here to the regular Microsoft chart and bring you on to, let's just go to a week-to-date 5-minute, because as we go and put in the after-hours trading, ba-bam, right on up there to that 430. So again, I don't know why I didn't cover this in detail. I don't, but Microsoft, ba-boom. And this also proved I wasn't totally wrong. I just needed one more minute for earnings to come out, and that would have been your green month right there. So anyway, we're done with Microsoft, and we can move on to where we're going because, again, this is going back to your 2009 bottom. You can go back further if you want. I don't find it being particularly applicable because you don't have the computers and algorithms that you had back then. But you had the EU sovereign debt crisis back here in 2011. You had 5 red weeks in a row. You also had the avian bird flu taking place back then, but, whatever. The first rate hike, which came after that very volatile Lucy passport back in 2015 into the first rate hike of December 2015, down into the drop of 2016 where oil, $26 a barrel, February 10th, I believe it was, and we got out of our puts trade 1 minute before they announced the agreement by OPEC, and we cruised on up to the upside. There is a missing 3 green right inside here, right around July, shortly after Brexit, right around Brexit, but again, that went absolutely nowhere during that course of that 3 red months. But there you go, 3 red months sitting right there in July as well. I missed that, did not pick that. You had your 3 red months over here in COVID, your 3 red months from the highs over in July of 2023, into the Israel invades Gaza. Boom, October 27th, we bottomed, and boom, off you go. The green months were just absolutely insane to the upside, but that's not a count that you go with, but here you go. You have 3 red months in a row. So going into May, you kind of already have a, cheat sheet in front of you telling you, hey, guess what? May's going to close green. But because you've got these 7 green closes in a row, martingale, not martingale, however you want to choose it, there's a pretty damn good opportunity here for you to be able to play. Once again, we're already plus 1% over here on the futures. I'll bring you on to that. Boom. We're right at short alarms as we are plus 1% on the ES, plus 1.5% on the NQ, 0.5% on the Dow, and 0.25% on the Russell 2000. We're pretty much right at where you would want to be if you were going to be active today, understanding Meta and Microsoft reported, and we have Apple and Amazon that will be reporting after the market closes today. So, back onto this. 56.2475 plus 1%. We are pretty much there. Now, I've explained to you over in the chat room what you can go through here, and this is where I was discussing the trades that I had yesterday, which would all be closing full credit other than the green monthly candle 55.95 5600, which I got 450 and it was sitting at $3 at the time, 5:30 before the market started crashing. Anyway, you have trades that are here in your spreads. You'll have them in your email as well. And come over onto your QQQ because your QQQ finished the month green, the only index to finish the month green. Up 1.75%, 8 points, 77-point month. And take that into consideration, okay? Take it into consideration that You went down 77 points from April 2 to April 7th. That's your high and your low of the month. And from that April 7th, 40239, you climbed your way back, all the way back, and finished the month out green. That's about as bullish as you're ever going to get. That's the reason why we were mainly bullish during the course of the month. Over here on the IWM, still in the 190s, still red, 3 red months in a row. Haven't done any calculations on IWM with their monthly candles, but again, you got a red close over there on IWM yesterday. Over on the QQQ, you had a red close on the QQQ. Over on the SPX, as you already know, you closed up 8 points. So again, you do have a lot pushing you into seriously considering a red close trade where a red close is down below 55.69. We're already in the 56.20s. So there's a lot of opportunities to take on this trade today. Going from what I've shared with you in the spread room all the way down to 55.69, which I think is pretty fucking stupid to go all the way down to 55.69 when you've got a whole lot of combo strikes that are up above 55.69 that will give you a very sufficient risk versus reward to be able to take on the trade. So finish you guys off here with the simple charts. And again, big gap down, huge gap down. And where did you bottom? 959. Right inside that 9:50, 10 o'clock algo. Climbed right back up to that 55.13, and you stayed there for the better part of fuckery. And that last 30 minutes of the day is where you got your Keith. You rocked it out, dude. I know a number of you rocked it out yesterday, but Keith, you stuck with it, and you have been an absolute monster when it comes to taking advantage of the way this video game is played and using the tools that you can to the advantage to be able to take on that. Monster day. And where did we finish off? Right at that 55.63, just above it, in that cluster. And here we are gapping up. Again, the only way to break the 50-day moving average is to gap up above it, and that's what we've done here overnight. So on the bigger, broader, wider view, like we've been tracking, nothing has changed. Nothing whatsoever has changed. We're gapping above the 50-day moving average. We have 7 green closes in a row, so we're due a red close. 7 green closes, 1 red close is due somewhere. We're on day number 8 today. We're already above the 50-day moving average. We're looking up there at a little bit higher, another 100, 150 points, to where we can see that this wave has made the move that it is expected to be done. Now, right now, short term, right now, you're in a conundrum because you have a trade opportunity for today. You know that you're going to get a green month of April, but you're already ridiculously stupid overbought, so it'd be stupid to take the trade anyway. Full moon? Absolutely yes. Bottom has been placed. No question about it. New moon. This is difficult because today is the window closing of the new moon. And you can see the setup like I've been talking about. You can see the setup where we're going to be putting in a new moon high, and a dip should be coming off of that. Don't know how, don't know why, but that's what the charts are showing us right now. Here again, talking about your 3 red months in a row. Go back and look as far back as you want to go as to the simple rhythm of what happens after a red month. Well, you can see it right over here after COVID. You can see it right over here after Israel invaded Gaza. You can go back a little bit further. Where was it? Back in 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back over here going into that OPEC agreement. There's your month of March. You had 3 over here. I forgot about August, September, October, going into the 2016 elections. Donald Trump wins. Boom. It's a simple algorithm. Just look at it, take advantage of it in the way that you want, but we're due a dip. QQQ, same thing, same view, nothing changed. Now 471 is what we want to see support. 1, 2, still looking for that move up to the upside, somewhere around that 494, possibly even into 500. That's what we're sitting with right now, but again, extremely overbought, looking to see some kind of a cool down dip. Dow Jones, nothing whatsoever has changed. Yeah, maybe I should have taken the 407 calls on Monday. Not my setup. Not set up for what I want because I can see this as a much bigger move up into that 420, but I don't see you getting it right now. On the IWM, finishing off, same thing. Still weak, a little bit stronger than the Dow Jones, but still very weak. Hovering here around this 196 area, still waiting to see that 201, 202, which, again, you've just spent a little bit too much time. You need to get yourself a little bit of a cool down, and here you go with your SPX. So again, at the end of the day today, is going to be Apple, not doing too bad, and Amazon doing pretty damn good from that after hours move from whoever said whatever they said. But a pretty damn good move with earnings coming out this afternoon. So enjoy yourselves, enjoy your morning, enjoy everything about your day, and don't forget to always smile.
Huh?